Sometimes we want complete information about a thread. For that we need the list method. Namaste everyone, I am Gyan and you are watching the session 20 of Java and Web, Multithreading in Java. The list method is present in the class ThreadGroup, which returns void. The list method displays information about a thread group on the console. That means the list method does not return anything. When we call the list method itself prints the information about a thread group on the console. Here we have a Java file check.java. In check.java we have the class check. In the class check we have the method main. In the method main we are creating a new thread group whose name is parent. Then after we are creating a new thread whose name is T1 and which belongs to the thread group parent. Then after we are calling the start method by using the reference variable T1. After calling the start method, we are calling the list method by using the reference variable parent. Therefore, the list method prints information about a thread group on the console. This is the information about the thread group. The thread group has name parent and maximum priority of the thread group is 10. Because before calling the list method, we already have called the start method on the given thread. That's why the newly created thread is in the running state when control comes to the line parent.list. That is why the information of the thread is printed here. But here in this case, after calling the start method, we have used the println statement before we call the list method. That's why the new thread comes to an end before we call the list method. Therefore, the information about the thread has not been printed here. Because the newly created thread did not remain in the running state until the control comes to the line parent.list. That is why the information of the thread is not printed here. Let's try these two codes practically. Open check.java and this is the same code as we have seen. Try to compile this code java c check.java. It compiles fine, now run it, java check. It runs fine and printing as expected. Let's add something in between t1.start and parent.list. Let's add here system.out.println and just print nothing, a null string. Try to compile the code. It compiles fine, now run it, java check. It runs fine, but at this time the thread information has not been printed because the execution of the thread comes to an end when we called the list method. Here in this case we have the Java file check.java. In check.java we have the class check. In the class check we have the method main. Then in the method main we are creating a new thread group whose name is parent. Then after we are creating a new thread whose name is T1 which belongs to the thread group parent. After that we are starting the new thread. After starting the new thread, we have called the list method by using the reference variable parent. Therefore, this statement will print complete information about the thread group. When we call this list method, at the same time, the thread T1 was also executing. Therefore, the information about the thread T1 also got printed here. But look at the run method of the thread T1. The thread T1 will sleep for 5 seconds. And in between, we are creating a new thread whose name is T2, which belongs to the thread group parent. In this case, we are not creating an object of class myThread, we are just creating an object of the class thread. After that, we are calling the start method by using the reference variable T2. And after calling the start method, when we call the list method will print the information about the thread T2. And of course, the list method will also print the information about the thread T1 because the thread T1 is still executing. Therefore, in this case, the information about two threads will be printed. And look at the output of the list method. The name of the thread group is parent. The maximum priority of the thread group is 10, which has only one thread whose name is T1. The default priority of the thread T1 is 5 and the thread T1 belongs to the thread group parent. Let's try this code practically. Open mythread.java and this is the same code as we have seen. Now open check.java and this is the same code as we have seen. Try to compile these two Java files, java c mythread.java and check.java. It compiles fine, now run it, java check. It runs fine and printing the expected output. Still 5 seconds has not come to an end. Now it comes to an end and we have the expected output. If you do not start the thread itself, the information about that thread will also not be printed. You can check here, we have not started any thread. We have not started the thread T1 and we have not started the thread T2. Therefore, information about those two threads are not printed in the output. I hope you got all my points. That's all for this video, guys. Don't forget to like and share this video. Subscribe my channel on YouTube, like my page on Facebook, and leave your valuable comments in the comment section below.